my name is Andrew Breiter from Breiter Planet Properties, and I have some industry updates that I'd like to cover on this video today. High level, I'm going to cover the Democrats and FERC, the new guidance from the Treasury Department, Virginia agency that aims to make solar faster, easier, and more affordable, community choice energy providers, Monterey Bay Community Power I'll talk about. And then finally, I'll wrap up with the energy industry just won't be the same after coronavirus and after this whole ordeal. So I'm going to cover, that's my rundown for today, and let's dig right into it. The Democrats press FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, to reject anti-net metering petition. Just to give you some context, net metering allows a residential homeowner like myself or like other type of commercial projects where you produce more energy than you need and then you sell the energy off to the grid, you get a credit on your electric bill, and then whenever you need that energy, you pull it back from the on-bill credits and you use it during the winter time when the sun's out less or at nighttime when you need power. And it really has allowed us to not need batteries for the deployment of solar across the country. So just in more homeowner type structures, we still don't get the full benefits of having a battery, but it's allowed us to be able to store power onto the grid through this financial mechanism. So 21 Democratic senators and House members wrote to FERC asking the agency to reject a petition that would effectively end the practice of solar net metering. And then, which it pays rooftop solar owners for the power they send back to the grid. And it's ending net metering. And just, we had a little scare back in Nevada a couple of years ago, but it's really a bipartisan, solar and distributed energy is really a bipartisan supported topic because it brings jobs to communities. It allows people, everyday working class people, to save money on their energy costs all the way up to everyday citizens. So the lawmakers wrote that Congress expressly gave states, not FERC, authority over net metering, which is how things have been operating lately, and that approving the petition would give FERC the authority to set rates, terms, conditions for net metering programs active in 45 states across our entire country. And that file of the petition, or the lawmakers also pressed FERC to order the New England Ratepayers Association, it was established to give a larger voice to families and businesses that are served by regulated utilities, like myself, like yourself. And the lawmakers pressed FERC to give the New England Ratepayers Association, the group that filed the petition, to disclose its 12 anonymous donors of who's behind it. I mean, it's really important, I think, in our political system to know who is investing into these beliefs and into these political filings and changes within our government. So I definitely support that we have a disclosure to know who is behind this. And I think we might know what industry might be behind it, but not putting any fingers until we know the facts. Alright, let me get a sip of water. Alright, new guidance from the Treasury Department, this gets me excited, confirms that the safe harbor provisions of the solar investment tax credit will be extended until October 15th as a result of the pandemic we're currently facing, giving the industry group SEIA, or giving the solar companies more time to qualify for the credit. So the way the safe harbor works, just to give you some clarity and to give you background on the solar investment tax credit, it was 30%, now it's 26% and declining federal tax credit where you install a system, you own the asset, and then you file in your taxes for that year the tax credit of getting that full cash value back. You have to have the tax appetite to be able to claim it, but us as a company, we're able to claim it on an annual basis for all the projects that we develop, own, and operate. And we're saddened by the thought, by it declining, but we feel that it has served its purpose. Of course, we'd love to see the investment tax credit extend for years and years and years, but we feel that the industry is really going to start to shift into more of a free market approach, where less incentives but more competition directly on the cost of energy that we are producing at. So to give you some context in what I'm saying, a biomass versus solar versus wind versus oil and gas facilities, all competing on an open market for the cheapest and most carbon adjusted cost source of energy. And that's really where we see the industry going as the investment tax credit extent or sunsets. But with the safe harbor component of it, it allows those that are going to invest into solar projects to safe harbor the investment tax credit by investing a portion of the overall project into usually equipment to be able to claim the federal tax credit for that project, lock it in at that rate, and still allow the project to possibly get installed, whether it's not this year, early to mid next year, but still get the same tax credit that we've locked in for this year because of that portion of the investment that you made. So safe harbor is very complicated. I think we should do a video on it. Paul, if you're watching this, which you're editing, just let's make a video on this. I'll keep you guys updated. Our industry trade group, SEIA, S-E-I-A, gave a comment. Aaron Duncan, Vice President of Congressional Affairs, stated that we appreciate the additional layer of clarity that the Treasury Department has provided with respect to solar projects started in 2019. Today, action shows that solar energy is an economic driver with bipartisan appeal. So, great job, Treasury. Always want to congratulate, as when there are places to congratulate our Treasury Department and places to congratulate our federal government, we always do want to recognize it and applaud for whatever we can get as an industry. Alright, moving on to Virginia. Alright, so the Virginia agency aims to make solar faster, easier, and more affordable. Virginia, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. A pressing decarbonization timeline has prompted a state agency that oversees energy and mining development to help local governments knock down the barriers to solar, which now provides just about 1% of the state's electricity. I'd say yes, work has to be done, but I also say there's some opportunity in this state. So I'm excited about the governor's leadership and the overall state leadership on the legislature to push clean energy jobs and really address some of the challenges of just mining becoming a little bit obsolete, coal mining becoming obsolete with competitive energy sources like solar coming into towns and states. The goal behind Virginia's movement is to make solar development faster, easier, and more affordable, with this being reported by ENN. We'll provide some additional details in the body of this video. And then let's move over to community choice energy providers. The community choice energy provider, Monterey Bay Community Power, MBCP, our industry loves acronyms. I swear there's an acronym for everything here. And Silicon Valley Clean Energy, SVCE. I don't know, we should probably create a guide for everyone to decipher all these acronyms, but announced the execution of a 20-year solar PV and battery storage contract with NextEra Energy, a Yellow Pine Energy Center. MBCP will be contracting for 75 megawatts of solar capacity and 39 megawatts of energy storage, serving 5% of its annual retail load. 5%, we're getting there. SVCE will contract for 50 megawatts of solar capacity and 26 megawatts of energy storage, serving 4% of its annual retail load. Thank you, SVCE. That's where we got the insight on this. Good luck with this project. We love seeing more clean energy procurement occurring, more projects being developed. So congratulations, and keep us updated after you see this. Keep us updated on how this and the last piece that I'll cover is energy won't be the same when this is all over. And what I mean by that is after COVID-19, after this coronavirus pandemic, which we are still in, we will still be in for a year to 18 months plus. We're still in the thick of it, and the coronavirus is rewriting the future of fossil fuels and renewable energy. It was interesting timing early into this crisis when there was the Saudis and Russia were working the market and starting to cause oil prices to plummet here in the U.S. and across the world. And that same oil financial crisis was occurring during the beginning days of coronavirus coming out and expanding and becoming more of a concern for our world. And with the planes grounded, cars parked, factories shuttered, and offices dark, the coronavirus has really carved a big hole in the energy economy and redirected its future in ways that could hardly have been imagined by months ago, but by any analyst or anyone looking into the market. So we're in uncharted territories, and I say that to my team every day. We're in uncharted territories, but we also have to look at these trends. We have to look at how the overall society will look, how the overall economy and energy industry will look after COVID. So even once the world picks up again, and everyone's trying to go back to normal, we're not there yet, but once the world picks up again, the basics of business will reflect the legacy of the 2020 pandemic and frankly just 2020 in general. Coal is already staggering and has taken yet another serious blow. Some analysts even wonder if we've passed the peak oil already and we're on the decline now. Whether we'll ever burn 100 million barrels a day. I hope not. I hope the oil industry gets crushed and we only use it for certain products and we stop burning it for energy. I hope that I'm very bearish on the overall solar industry, and we'll see how it goes. I do have to wrap up this outdoor interview because it's raining, so I am wrapping up the interview. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, and we'll take it from there. Bye.